Hey all, Cypher, and welcome back to another Outerplane video. This is going to be second guide series from my special request dungeon guides. Today we're going to be fighting Masterless Guardian, or better known as the Fire Boss, right? The two Fire Bosses, but people just like to call this guy the Fire Boss. So essentially, this boss is literally the easiest boss, especially if you have Veronica, right? Veronica and Eternal. This boss is literally easy, and I think Eternal is literally one of the most useful heroes that have released, especially because she is beneficial as a debuffer. She deals decent damage in both Chimera, in both the Masterless, this dungeon, the Masterless Guardian, and she's good with the green boss in the accessories dungeon, right? She's just great overall. So if you're not pulled for Eternal, I feel really bad for you. You know, because then you have to use something else as a debuffer, and I'm gonna get to that part, especially because this boss is gonna be all about debuffs, right? It's all gonna be about debuffs. You want more debuffs to be landed on him because that's just the way to beat him, and you'll get to it through his skills. His first skill, it's simple, single target hit, deals more damage if he has one of those minions that he spawns, which are these two dudes, right, in Lancer armor. His second skill is when he actually summons these guys, right? It's an AoE attack, summons two mini guardians. These guardians removes two debuffs from the boss when they attack, right? And it also increases the boss's priority by 20% and reduces the cooldown of his ultimate skill, which is Guardian Cannon. Now this Guardian Cannon skill, it has a very high base cooldown at 9 turns, and that's, of course, you must realize that this skill hits quite hard, right? Because if a skill has 9-10 cooldown, you must know that the shit is gonna hit hard, and it does, right? Especially because it penetrates 15% defense, so it doesn't matter even if you have a lot of defense. And it also deals, I think it has like a very high base multiplier, because when I first fought this boss, he was almost one-shotting my squishies, right? So it must have high multipliers. Apart from that, again, you can see it reads the damage is reduced if the caster is inflicted with debuffs. Again, we need debuffs on this guy. And his minions, they actually remove debuffs from him. So it's quite important that you bring AoE target damage dealers. That's why I'm using my Rin, right? If you don't have Rin, do not worry. You can even use Veronica and Valentine combo, especially if you have Veronica's EE, which increases her damage proportional to max health. This literally helps her, tank the boss, because there have been instances, or like people know for a fact, that Veronica herself can solo this boss on her own. Of course, it's gonna take like 20 minutes or something, but it's well worth the wait, right? But I'm not gonna, for the sake of efficiency, I'm not gonna be showing the solo run. It's very easy, keep in mind, guys, because once you have EE, she takes 20% reduced damage. She gets a fat shield, a fat fucking shield. Mine is not maxed out, her passive, Commander's Resolve. And the fact is, this boss cannot even heal himself. So, you know, it's just a tank and spank. She just tanks, and she will eventually kill the boss. Of course, the run is going to be 20 minutes long, but you can then just skip the run, right? But, you know, for the sake of efficiency, we are not going to be going into Veronica solo, this boss, right? We are not going to be doing that. I'll probably do that like in a different video where, you know, it's just essentially a time waste. It's just put it on auto, she just autos it. Anyways, so these are the criterias. Now let's go to his passive. His passive is called Reactive Armor. And this is where this boss actually gets quite scary, because just like every other boss, well, almost every other boss, I don't think Chimera does this, increases attack every single turn. And this effect can be stacked up to 20 times. Now, they do not mention how much attack he gains every turn, but it's pretty high. It must be at least 5%, right? It must be. The second part of the skill reads, if the caster is not inflicted with a debuff when hit, reduces weakness gauge damage by 50%. So if he does not have a debuff and you hit him, the weakness gauge reduction is going to be reduced by 50%. So it's going to be very hard for you to break him. And breaking him is quite important, right? Because you wanna delay his enraged state as much as possible, just like any other boss. Anyways, if the hit was non-critical, increases all allies' priority by 50% and reduces the cooldown of his third skill, which is Guardian Cannon, right? So you already know what I'm gonna say. Valentine is the GOAT because you need high critical hit rate and Valentine just naturally is suited for this boss. That's because she has the ability to increase priority of all allies, she can help turn cycle, and if you have her EE, which is her exclusive equipment, which I do not have, Veronica and Valentine actually get a pretty good combo going, especially if you build your Valentine with high attack. Mine is not high attack at all. And don't worry, I know a guy told me that I always forget to show the equipment sets of my heroes. Do not worry guys, I'll be making sure to list their stats, their equipments at the end of the video, right? Anyways, I think I'm talking too much because the core of the boss is simply to bring debuffers, and Eternal is going to be our debuffer, right? AoE target damage dealers, Rin is enough AoE, but we also have Valentine for the extra crit rate buff and the priority push. Of course, Veronica, just to round about the team comp, even if something bad happens, we know Veronica can solo, right? That's the gist of the team. We can just look at the last part, which is going to be same with every other boss. Increases damage dealt to fine earth characters, reduces damage taken from them, reduces damage dealt to water characters, increases damage taken from them. So that's one of the big reasons why water heroes are preferred here, and that's also one of the reasons why Veronica is able to solo this boss, right? Apart from that, let's just take a look at the run, right? Do not worry guys, even if you do not have, what you may say, Eternal, I have another team comp which is more free to play friendly. We using our good old Tio. Of course, the run is going to be quite long because Tio is naturally slow and she does not do damage, right? So, but the run itself works. Just like I said, there are so many countless examples of people even soloing this boss with Veronica, right? And you don't even need so much good gear. Like here, my Veronica just wasted her ultimate, which is probably just sad part. This is quite annoying that she wasted that, but you know, it doesn't matter. I don't think he summons his minions right away, and even if he does, I have my Rin to just, you know, nuke those minions in an instant. I'll show you the stats at the end of the video, but yeah, you can see already that my what's it called? My heroes are chunking this guy quite hard. He's already down 10 HP bars, and this is very crucial because you want those debuffs on this guy, right? Just to increase the weakness gauge reduction, as well as, oh yeah, look at that, that's my Veronica on counter set, because you know she's built for PvP. There we go, a chain skill. This should most likely kill the boss. I mean, sorry, not the boss, the minions, the side minions. What they called? Mini guardians, right? There we go. He still has those defense break and that speed down debuff on him, so he's gonna take what's called? He's gonna take full weakness gauge recovery. And you can look at that. These runs are super fast, and he's still not broken yet. I think he should be about to be broken just after my Eternal moves, which is going to be perfect for a second rotation, right? So this is the second time Rin is using her ultimate skill, so this should... Oh wait, she already kills. God damn. So you can already see, guys, this is a good speedrun. Like you can probably even... I can even like just auto repeat, because it's just 2 minutes 34 seconds. It's not that much time consuming, right? I can save my skip tickets. I can run this quite efficiently. Now back to one more solid run. Now again, for those who do not have Eternal, or they just missed out on her, right, on her event, on her banner, this is the second team that I like to use. Where's that? Is my dolly geared? Oh shiza. I forgot to, holy shit, I just need to swap the gears. Sorry guys, so sorry. I'm just gonna be pausing the video. I'm gonna be right back. Well, finally got it working. Man, we really need to add a gear preset system. It's so annoying to constantly switch around gears, right? Anyways, this is the team we're going to be using again. Valentine, Veronica in the lead, Theo in the back, and Dolly in the side, right? We already know what Dolly does. She is literally the MVP for majority of the PvE content in the game, especially like tower, story mode, and stuff like that. And, well, surprisingly, she's even good here, right? Just because of the debuffs. Again, the chain preview should look like this. You can even switch out Veronica for Valentine in the last, but I just prefer Veronica in the last, just in case, you know, she's like in a very tough situation. I know she can still like solo. I don't know why. Apart from that, this is a very long run. I believe it should be around 7 or 8 minutes, maybe even more. I don't know. This was essentially my first team that I ever used, because we did not have Eternal back then, right? And it was pretty constant. By constant, I mean I just used it like 1 or 2 times, then I just used skip tickets, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna be talking about this, because you know what am I gonna talk about for straight 8 minutes? I'm just gonna be posting the run, probably gonna speed it up, and you guys can enjoy that, right? I'll be right back at the last. See you later.
Go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder. 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 Go crazy, berserker. Crazy.
Okay, so that was 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Honestly, not that bad. I was expecting much worse, but yeah, definitely not something, you know, you should try to auto-repeat, because 7 minutes for a single run, it's pathetic, right? It's pathetic. You can just use your skip tickets once you clear it, like any other dungeon. Now, apart from that, as I promised you, let's check out the stats and the gear sets that I'm using on each hero, right? Let's go to heroes. There we go. The first hero is going to be Rin, right? Rin, you already see. Her attack is 3,400, very low. I don't know why. I'm just bad. Like I have so much bad luck with attack substats, and yeah, that's her gear. Attack percentage, right? Mind's Eye, I got lucky with that. I got a special legendary gear here. I got speed gear, of course, speed as the main stat. I have both of my weapons and accessories completely at T4. Actually, my weapon is only at T1, but you know, because of course, legendary glue knights are so rare. They're so rare. Coming to my gear sets, I'm using her on speed set, of course, because I primarily use her in arena. I'm not a big fan of her using her in the what's it called, the dungeons and PvE mode. Sometimes I use in tower, you know. Apart from that, so yeah, here are these her gear sets, her stats. Pretty average, nothing very special, right? She's not exactly top tier like the best Rins. This is my Valentine, using her on, again, no real what you call special effects on my weapons and accessories. Using her in attack because I primarily use her in PvP. She's even good for PvE, of course, you know. She's the queen of PvE. But yeah, try to maximize gear, which gives her speed. Again, T4 both on weapon and accessory. Her usual 4-piece set is going to be speed set. Trying to prioritize again more on the speed side. Again, I'm so unlucky. Look at that, +6 speed. Yeah, I'm just so unlucky. Thank God they released D-Stella, man. Like, I would be toast in a cleave meta. I'm not gonna show my D-Stella because she's not, you know, really included in this video. There's gonna be Veronica. Again, I got pretty lucky with her gear. Her weapon and accessory both are defender specific. Here again, I use speed as her main stat. Health has her second stat on the weapon, of course, because I have her exclusive equipment, which provides her more damage according to health, right? On the side of 4-piece sets, I'm using a mixed set of counter and evasion, again, because I primarily use her for PvP. So here's her substats. Honestly, nothing crazy. I actually rolled a lot of defense in some of these gears. You can see 16% here, 20% here. But yeah, overall, look at this. This is the free gear that the people gave us, and the reason is I just don't have good evasion gear. I never farmed the red dungeon, this dungeon. I only focus on Chimera, right? Probably I'll improve her in the future, of course, but so far she is pretty decent. Works for me, right? I probably use her with Valentine because her own crit rate is dog shit. Look at that, 9.6%. So yeah, she's required to be used Valentine, right? The next here is gonna be Tio. Tio is very free to play, except her what's it called? Her weapons and accessories. I got lucky again, both healer specific, speed here, attack and health here. What? I'm not even. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Look at that. I've not even enhanced it, man. Look at that. Tio is so broken. I was using her without this gear even being enhanced. Holy shit. I am such a noob, honestly. but yeah, the rest of the gear, she's on speed set. She's, I can't imagine. I reforged it one time. I did not enhance it. Sad part is I don't even have the golds to enhance it right now. It's pretty pathetic, honestly. This is the free gear, by the way, guys. The 5 set, the tube, the boots and the chest plate, helmet, and the gauntlets I got from farming Chimera. They're pretty meh, you know, they're not even fully reforged. Tio just works all together because that's how broken she is, right? I did not even max out her skill set. Her last skill is still not maxed out. Of course, you need to max out her passive, and you must have her, what's it called? Her special exclusive equipment, right? Last here is gonna be my dolly, right? Keep in mind my dolly and my Eternal both have the same gear. Both have the same. Literally, this is the same gear that I use on my Eternal and on my dolly because they're both primarily used in PvE. I can't be bothered to actually give them good gear unless, you know, I'm speedrunning something, which right now there's no use to speedrun content in this game, right? We already have skip tickets. Yeah, apart from that, these are the event gear, by the way. The event gear which Eternal event gave us. It rolled pretty bad. Look at that, it's 5-star, but it works, right? It works, especially effectiveness and the mage aura. 50% chance to increase attack by 30% for 1 turn. I think that's pretty solid. And her weapon stat increases caster's priority by 5% when using a skill against a target that has reduced defense. This is not really effective on what's you call Dolly because she does not have reduced defense effect. But yeah, it's really good in Eternal. Apart from that, I'm using attack set and effectiveness set just to maximize my potential as to make, you know, Eternal deal decent damage. Again, not top tier, but, you know, decent, kind of like Valentine. Yeah, so if you're using specifically Dolly and if you feel your Dolly is squishy, you can just replace the attack set by something more sturdy like a health set or something, right? Focus more on those substats. Look at that. Right now, I don't even have good substats here. Literally flat attack. So you can see these heroes literally don't have good gear. One thing to keep in mind is you really need to maximize on having your second skill of Dolly at fully maxed, because this is going to give you 100% chance to you know, land those speed and accuracy debuffs for 3 turns. 3 turns is huge, guys. Normal base is only 2 turns. Right, I think I covered pretty much all the heroes. Do let me know if you have any questions. I really think this boss is quite easy. I think I think it's even easier than Chimera. You know, dare I say? I think it's pretty easy than Chimera. Let's just use my rest of the skip tickets on this boss. Let's see if I can get something good, right? Please, please give me something good. Give me evasion gear. What? Bruh. You can't even sell this shitty gear from this menu. That's how bad. They really need to put more QL, but you know, of course, the game is like barely 1 month old, right? I'm sure they will put out these features over time. This is it from my side. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you later in my next dungeon guide. Peace.